and I'm feeling good.
Okay, I think I'm here. Hello, hello, hello. It's Meek of Love Inspire Teach E. And sorry, I got my whole time schedule off today, but I'm here. I'm ready for y'all. It is totally on the wrong banner. That is not what we're talking about today. So I'm gonna fix that. Um, but yeah, let me get Instagram connected. So again, hello, hello, hello. It's Tamika of Love Inspire, Teach E, and we are live for the LITE Firestarters Podcast. And I'm hoping that the quality is okay because this is not my preferred camera. I think we're gonna have my preferred camera up in just a moment. Just bear with me, y'all. But our topic is actually about AI. So, what all do you know about it? It's called artificial intelligence for a reason. Um, AI is basically, if you've ever watched that Will Smith movie, I Robot, that's what we're talking about today. So, you gotta bear with me as we learn together more or less about AI. Actually, I don't know if I would say that. Michaela, will you please put the doggy away for me? I'm actually really trying to get the other camera going, but it's not showing up. Please put the dog away. I have a helper here who's gonna help me with managing a little bit here the sound and just trying to find something else. That's okay. It is okay. So, for most of us, when we think of AI, we know that it's basically artificial intelligence, meaning computers figuring things out for us, which in theory, it's supposed to make our life easier. So, most people are familiar with Chat GPT as AI. Google's come out with Gemini. I feel like Siri is a form of AI as well. Whether we realize it or not, we've been using it for quite some time. I am not sure what's up with this camera. So I'm gonna refresh that because I want to switch cameras so you guys get the much better view of me. Um, so we're gonna try that one again. There we go. So we're gonna have feedback if I do it this way. So let me go mute for a hot second. I messed up big time today. I was supposed to be at All Star Seafood and Sports with my daughter. Forgot. We'll go after. Um, I'm not even getting an echo, so I'm guessing. I don't know if I was technical difficulties. I don't know what happened with that. I know that StreamYard said there's some issue going on with Instagram, but who could say? I guess we're on this camera, even though I much prefer the other camera. I'm way too close up on this one. Anyhow, let's talk about AI. So I already touched on a few different things related to AI, just saying, we probably use a lot more of it than we realize. If you have an Alexa, or if you have um, a Nest. Well, no, I don't know about the Nest. What is? Yeah, I think that's what Google also has. But there's a lot of different AI tools out there for now, that have come out to the market. Chat GPT is just free and happens to be pretty well known. Um, there's also several new tools out. There was one I was looking at, as I was prepping for this, that is specific for business owners, or just um, business organizations, for them to use different tools. So they did it by category. So AI assistance is where ChatGPT falls under. I already mentioned Gemini. There's another one called Claude. That was the one that sounded interesting, but I thought that was the one that was also for businesses. For video generation, they've got Synthesia, Google Veo, and Opus Clip. Automation is it N8N? For writing, Writer and Sudowrite. Um, Graphic design, Canva, Magic Studio is considered actually AI as well. Knowledge management, they've got Notion Q&A and Guru. For email, they've got HubSpot Email Writer, Fixer, Shortwave for presentations. I've heard of Copilot for PowerPoint, and Gamma's another one. Resume builders, they've got Teal and Kick Resume. Voice generation, they've got 11 Labs and Murph. And the ones I'm most interested in learning about, obviously, for marketing, because Love Inspired Teaching, in case you didn't know, is a sales and marketing company. So Ad Creative and Air Ops are the ones that I wanted to look into to learn a lot more, and just in general try to be more efficient with my business tools and helping my clients. So those are the ones that popped up. The article I used for that reference was synthesia.io. So if you're like, where is she getting this information? That is my source. I didn't look into like what books or websites they used for that. But there's just a lot that comes with AI. And I think the more important thing for us that makes it a spicy topic is, will AI take over? Will AI replace jobs? I think that's a very relevant question for us to all ask one another. And if it takes over jobs, are we prepared? I was having this discussion with a good friend of mine, and he's really what piqued my interest in that and sparked that discussion. And just the fact that a lot of people are reluctant to try new things. Change is not easy. Change is something that we all at times struggle with, So with that in mind, how many of y'all have actually used AI, feel like it's helpful to you in your business? A girlfriend of mine, I asked her today, I was like, what got you so comfortable with it? Because most people are uncomfortable and don't like to utilize those kind of tools. And she was like, I like to work smarter, not harder. And I could totally respect that. So that was where her perspective was on it. But let's face it, I am one of those that loves authenticity. So the question for me with AI is, if you're using ChatGPT to create different materials for yourself, are you really being authentic in your business? Is that something that works well for your goals? If your goal is to stick to a field where all you do is scheduling, and AI is probably going to be really good at doing that logistically, gathering data, figuring out what works for a person's schedule. What if your job becomes obsolete because AI takes over for that? What are we doing to replace our skill sets so that AI, while helpful, also doesn't harm us and our economy? Like I said, I've got a behind the scenes assistant here, Michaela. From a middle school perspective, what are your thoughts on AI, and have you used it so that it can be helpful to you?
I have used it, but only like when I'm doing a quick Google search and not for school.
Mm-hmm. She's used it for quick Google searches and not for school.
I might have used it for school once or twice if they said it was allowed.
Mm-hmm.
I think AI is a tool and can be good if it is used properly, but it's not a replacement for actual humans. And I am very against things like AI art. I think it's cool to use for ideas, to a point, and not to replace like actual art, hard work when it comes to it.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. Can AI really replace hard work? If it's synthesizing data, is that hard work? I think it's hard work. I think writing is hard work? I think writing comes naturally to some and not so much for others. So some people are finding it helpful, especially when they have to create a different tone or they have to create a voice for a brand. Is it in alignment with your brand voice? But in general, technology has always been advertised as making your life easier. And let's face it, the internet was not necessarily welcome with open arms. People slowly began to adapt to it and began to embrace it. And when it comes to email, everyone thought email was going to completely obliterate the postal service, and its postal service is still around. It was impacted, but we all know that whether it's email or getting documents in PDF form or whatnot, it has a stronger presence. So will AI do that? Its presence has grown. It continues to grow. And when you think about the fact that we use different search engines, when I first started using the internet, AOL was the biggest search engine. There was Yahoo as a search engine. That was huge. There was Ask Jeeves. I'm aging myself now. Does anyone remember Ask Jeeves? And those search engines may even still be around. I always get surprised. I'm like, is Craigslist still relevant? Do people still use Craigslist? I found it. It's still useful. I used it recently with a car purchase. But all those tools, to me, are early forms of AI, especially. So I took one little computer science class, and the data sets and the code that's written to create these things and pull information and gather it. It's the same things that are used in AI. They're just much more advanced. They're much more robust, and they're designed to help our lives. So, Chat GPT. I have friends who use Chat GPT quite regularly, and I'm impressed. But there was this one email I was writing related to my condo association. And I was like, oh, can you read this? Tell me what you think of this tone. And my girlfriend sent me a reply back, and she wrote a very nice email. I was like, so was this you or Chat GPT? And I was surprised when she told me she actually didn't use Chat GPT, because she's one of the people I know who's very comfortable with it, who uses it quite frequently. One of my favorite shops, so shout out to Bronzeville Boutique. One of the associates there was telling me to get the professional form of Chat GPT so I could write something. Again, been having issues with my condo association, but use the professional form of Chat GPT to generate the kind of legal documents I needed. Was it related to my condo association or related to family court? Either or, but that was their recommendation, was to use the paid form. So that's a whole nother layer to AI, whether you're using the free open source formats or if you're using the paid formats. Are you going to get the same experience? Are you going to have the same quality? But really, how is Chat GPT and how is AI about to change our life? When we think about the economy, and just the economy is really rough right now. There's a lot of people hurting. When it comes to the job search, the job market is not quite the same. It's much more competitive. And when you're using tools like ChatGPT, maybe to generate a resume, is it really designing your resume to stand out? Is it valid in that sense? Who could say? I think there's a lot of opportunities to do research related to it. But what I'm most excited about is the fact that there's going to be more competition. There's going to be, more tools out there, that there's going to be something that's going to compete with ChatGPT. I'm sure of it, especially when you think of the larger companies like Google, who does not want any of their consumer base to be chipped away at, any of their advertising base to be chipped away at. They're gonna jump on how do we capitalize on this opportunity and make sure that AI is incorporated and that they don't get lost in the shuffle. And these are things, when it comes to technology, it's things like we don't have blockbuster videos on every corner anymore. What happened? Netflix came out. They had their DVD service where they would mail you the DVDs, and then they incorporated a streaming element. And interestingly enough, Netflix had reached out to Blockbuster and said, hey, let's partner on this. Blockbuster said, no, we're good. And next thing you know, they become obsolete. Now, it took years. It was years in the making for that to happen. But are you embracing technology? Are you that type of person that's into technology, is willing to embrace it? And if you're not, what are you doing to protect yourself from the potential of technology replacing you? Let's talk about, as far as a parallel, when you go to the store, especially the grocery store, and there's these self-checkout counters. Now, I've seen some stores have gotten rid of them due to theft, but I always hated using them. One, because I'm not a fast checkout person. Like, I realized actually after I did it a couple times, I'm like, I am way slower than the girl who does this as her job every day. And then on top of that, I also always felt like I'm taking away someone's job by doing this myself, and I don't get paid to do it. So this is a service the store should be providing to me. I want to continue to use that service as long as it's available. So I actually stopped. I very rarely use self-checkout. But I think that was a real concern, and stores are always trying to balance their costs, their overhead. And in theory, it may be a good idea to do things like that. But in practice, I think the whole thing with it being impacting, they're losing money because of theft, became an interesting turn, because otherwise I think they would have rolled out more of the self-checkout. But maybe with AI, I don't think we're that far behind from seeing when you watch the cartoon, the Jetsons, and seeing a robot that could be your housekeeper, or watching iRobot and having robots that could be the eyes and ears to the safety and protection of your community. All these things that we're seeing in this day and age, there are plenty of movies that have these ideas, and it's taken years to develop it, years for our intelligence to create these things. Our imagination is amazing, and we have such vision, and it takes a lot of tinkering, a lot of geniuses to bring that to life, but it's entirely possible. There's so many things that people once said, oh, it's impossible. Flying in the air is impossible. Now we know that not only are there airplanes, there are spaceships that can bring regular private citizens with buku money, right? But they can bring them up to space. So anything's possible, and AI is real. It's here. It's here to stay. They're giving it a lot more validity, giving it more of a foundation as we talk about. Hey, are you using ChatGPT? Hey, do you even use Siri on your phone, on your iPhone? I'll be honest, my iPhone does not have Siri set up on there. And I've been wanting to put Bixby on my Android as well. Didn't do that yet. And the conversation I had today made me realize I am putting myself behind the curve, behind the eight ball by not embracing this. Think about things like when cryptocurrency first came out. Oh, everyone thought it's a scam. Don't buy into it. Now we have countries that are considering making it its official form of currency. So if you haven't jumped on the bandwagon for AI, I'm really curious to know, why haven't you? I'm going to stop for a little commercial break and also to just say thank you to all those who support LITE Firestarters Podcast. For anyone watching the replay, I love you. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the notification bell. One of these days, I'm either going to get the assistant or I'm going to go back to these videos and add the little, click here, do this, do that. Editing is not my speed, but I'm going to get there. And AI may be the tool that'll help me get there. But in case you didn't realize, there are sponsorship opportunities. So if you ever want to sponsor the podcast, reach out to us. You can email us at hello@loveinspireteache.com. You can also support the podcast by donating through Zelle or Cash App or PayPal, whatever is your pleasure. We are happy to accept support. But more importantly, the purpose of Love Inspire Teache's LITE Firestarters podcast is to provide a good space to have topics that are intriguing, that are going to be engaging. And we are LITE itself. Love Inspire Teache is a sales and marketing consulting company. So if you do have any need for business coaching, consulting on social media marketing, or just in general wanting to know how can I create a strategic marketing plan, we are here to help you. So check out our website at www.loveinspireteache.com. But I'll do one last plug. We are going to have an exclusive podcast series, again, highlighting our topics that are related to lifestyle and spirituality. We're going to have some amazing guest speakers. So that is on the forefront. I don't have the specific timeline to share with you yet, but just know my business partner is really excited to showcase the content creators that she loves and follows that have really changed her life when it comes to her finding her base and peace in her life through spirituality. And then, of course, my interest is always in the lifestyle piece, because sales and marketing touches on all of that. So that will be coming soon. Let's get back to the topic. Are you ready for AI to change your life? Is artificial intelligence something of interest to you? Do you ignore it? Is it something you're like, my kids can do it, but I'm not incorporating it into my life? Or have you started to try to learn a little bit about ChatGPT, giving yourself an hour or two? I have a friend who actually said he does 6 hours of AI each day at this point. I don't know when that will get reduced or what's going to happen related to that, but I did look up some free AI classes for everyone. There are several organizations that offer free AI courses. Some of them are from companies like Google, Microsoft, and IBM. And then I know Harvard usually has some classes as well. I don't recall if those ones are free, but I used to do some of the coursework that's on Coursera. That's a good platform. And then Intel also has some. So the 7 free classes, and this is from fortune.com, that you can take online, and they're from top tech firms and universities. You can do, Amazon has AWS Skill Builder. So that's more than 100 free and low-cost AI courses. Then Google has Google AI for Everyone, which is offered through their online education platform, edX. Self-paced, it's about 4 weeks. So you would dedicate 2 to 3 hours per week for that course. And Harvard, I did mention Harvard University. I wasn't sure if theirs was free, but they also have, a, well, this is the intro to computer science class, but they have, you have to take that before you can take the um, intro to artificial intelligence with Python course. So that's a 7-week course. And then IBM has AI Foundations for Everyone. So that there's 3 courses. They're through Coursera. And then Intel has several AI concept educational pages that'll walk you through definitions, real world examples. And then UC Davis, University of California, Davis offers a course focused on AI, big data, artificial intelligence, and ethics. That is a self-paced course. It's a 4-week course. It'll take about 12 hours to complete. And then University of Pennsylvania has AI for Business. And there are 4 courses for that. So those beginner courses take about 4 months to complete, but it's from the top ranked University of Penn professors from Wharton School, which is a top ranked business school. It was one of the schools I looked into going into, but there's quite a bit of information out there, quite a bit of ways to get your skills up to make sure that you're ready and you're, I don't know if I should say recession proof, but just that you're ready for the fact that the world evolves every day, that we've all got to learn, that we've all got to step up our game and make sure that we're competitive, that we're relevant. And AI is going to force you to do that. So again, I'd love to get those comments from people, just letting me know how they incorporate AI into their life, if at all. And if you don't, put that in the comments too. Let me know, have there, what I would love to hear is any funny stories about when AI might have messed you up. Chat GPT might have messed you up. Because let's face it, when technology first came out, sometimes you put stuff in the search engine and it gets it wrong. And that is where AI has come into play. It has gotten better and much improved at understanding the human language. And whether we're talking English, we're talking French, Spanish, other languages, they've gotten better at synthesizing the data, sifting through the data. And what helps with that is just the fact that they're always collecting data. So remember way back, it feels like way back, when the whistleblower, I believe it was, I'm pretty sure his name was Edward Norton, or am I confusing him with an actor? Could be confusing him with an actor. But that whistleblower would put it out there that, hey, the government is listening in on your conversations through all these tools you use, whether you like it or not, realize it or not. But that is something that was utilized as well to enhance AI, to make AI more effective. Do you remember the movie The Minority Report? Remember when Tom Cruise, I think it was Tom Cruise, was playing that guy that was preventing crimes before they happened, before the person even made the decision? The AI decided this person's about to commit a crime, go arrest him, and they put people in jail. And until someone got had a whole conspiracy theory, then they ended it. Is that still a valid concern when we look at court cases where people are doing shady things and getting off for doing shady things? Do we think AI is going to help us or hurt us when it comes to that? Are we ready for that? Have we given thought to that? These are the questions we should be asking. But as you ask that, you should also just get some basics under your belt. Understand, what the heck is ChatGPT? Why should I use it? If it's a personal assistant, what does that mean? It means if you have a question about how to write email that sounds professional, but basically is a big FU to an organization that is doing you wrong or dirty, like a condo association, or perhaps it is, your boss, or perhaps it is a friend of yours that you borrowed something and didn't return it, and you just trying to find a nice way to direct that. You can ask ChatGPT how to do that. You can use AI if, let's say, you have it's summertime, the bugs are out, especially if you live somewhere like Texas and you're trying to figure out, how do I get rid of these bugs? AI can come up with a plan. Now, this example I'm giving, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not saying to do this, but let's say you needed to come up with a marketing plan and you can't afford services from a company like mine, but you need a starting point. You could essentially ask ChatGPT to do something like that for you as well. There's that too. So just think about that, factor it in. And this is one of those topics that I want us to circle back to that I think is very relevant. Are you prepared for AI? How can it impact your life? So we're gonna keep it a summer session, summer spicy. Keep this one short and sweet. That's all I got for you for today's podcast. Thank you for anyone who is sending us those good vibes. That's spreading the word by sharing, commenting, giving us those likes, subscribing, becoming a follower, ringing that notification bell. You are greatly appreciated, and I hope you know that. And I hope that we will also see you in 2 weeks. So every other week is the LITE Firestarters podcast. So next Tuesday you won't hear from us, but on Tuesday, July 22nd at 5:30 Central Time, we will have the LITE Firestarters podcast. Today we were on Mountain Time and we're still a little behind. Not intentional, but it is what it is. And I love you for extending grace. So again, if you ever need any advice on your sales and marketing, feel free to reach out to Love Inspire Teach E. Check out the website. And if you have any thoughts on the next spicy topic, hey, send that on over as well. Thanks again, and y'all have a great night. Mwah. Love you.